I mean, shit. Hmm. Dude, if we see a big move up, I'm definitely gonna take some. We definitely see a move up overnight, which I hope that we see. I'm definitely gonna take some. Man, that shit ain't about to work out, man. Oh shit. You know what? Hmm. Hmm. And it always seems to play out like that for whatever reason, man. That means gold is gonna blast up tomorrow. That means gold is gonna blast up. Hey, what's up, Alfred? What's up, PJ Trades? What's up? I think we're gonna get a blast off from gold. And even though we saw this nasty drop, I'm already in long, baby. I think we're about to see about 8 to 900 because it held 400. And again, we're in that same situation. If we see the bulls fail to hold this area and price trades back into 380, that's pound town for the bulls, man. The bears will be clapping cheeks. The bears will be doing the clapping underneath this range. So once I saw that they held 405 and price ran away from this area, that just told me that they swept liquidity underneath this range, because we all know that 430 was that bottom from yesterday's session where we saw that massive move up. So them sweeping the liquidity underneath this range made so much sense. So once I saw that, I got in, and I think we're gonna be in this one for the long haul tomorrow. We can definitely probably see like 800 or something tomorrow. Especially that we got core PCE tomorrow. We got the job numbers. We have a lot of news that can really blast this market higher. I mean, that same news can knock us down lower. So we definitely gonna have to watch out for that. But it's highly likely that we'll see that move up as per usual. As per usual. So let's look at gold. Yeah, at this point, I'm addicted to gold at this point. Um, I'm now a gold trader now too. I now see why. I never understood why everybody loved gold so freaking much. She's just as toxic as the Nasdaq, if not even more toxic. Just just like what Alfred says, I must love crazy women. Apparently, as I don't like crazy women in my real life. First red flag, you're gone. And it's always going to be the first time. I don't give people second chances to show me how crazy they can be. It's always the first time. So uh, I'm making up for that with the women that I trade, which is the Nasdaq and the freaking and gold, when I can just trade wifey material just like the ES. Oh, okay. You got bank up. Okay. All right. Keep my eye out for that. Keep an eye out for that. Well, I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure I get my targets hit, because I mean they hit that golden zone, and you can see that price ran away from it. So that tells me that at least this low is going to be protected, at least for right now. Who knows what happens once we get back up into this range. I know that at least we could see, because the market last night made a fib to fib move. We can see that the bears held off this golden zone, and it made a fib to fib move right here. So as long as they hold off this level and it doesn't trade back into 380, the bulls should have it. But if we do, it's pound town for the bulls, man. Definitely pound town. So let's hope that for my sake in this long position, that's not going to be the case. But I mean, I got my first couple of targets in a good area. I should get these hit. I should get these couple of targets hit. I probably might move this up all the way up here though. I'm gonna let these targets run if we do see that move up tomorrow, because Facebook, even though Facebook dropped, Facebook dropped into some freaking resist, or into some support. Where is it at? I mean, I kind of felt that Facebook was gonna drop, but we didn't see that drop that we thought we was gonna see, or I thought we was gonna see. I mean, it jumped right into, well, I guess it's not showing it now, but this is where it was at pre-market, right here at this area of support. So we'll see. Facebook did create a double top here, which is concerning. Yeah, I must not have been paying attention to. I must not have been paying attention to Facebook because I could have sworn I told myself that I was going to look to see what happened at 600, but I wasn't paying attention, obviously. And we did get that drop from 600. Let's see if CNBC, whatever that CNBC is showing the aftermarket price right now. So pre-market is at 573. Yeah, it's right here at support. And this shit dropped right into support. So if we saw like a drop to like, if we saw a drop to like 540 or something like that, or probably a drop to 490, then obviously it was going to take the market down with it. But we saw Meta drop into support. So that tells me that it's highly likely that, obviously the bulls are going to continue to buy this thing. This thing has been in an uptrend and has been bouncing off the 21 and the 50 EMA, and all the EMAs are still sloping to the upside. So we could see a drop down to 560, but in order for this to be considered bearish, we would need that close below the 21 and the 50 EMA. And the EMAs would have to be kind of closer for that to happen, kind of like what happened right here, where they're hugging each other and then price got below it. And then as soon as it tapped into this area of support, it closed right above it and it started to bounce off the two EMAs right here. So, and that was only my big concern with Meta, was that maybe Meta might take the market down, because I know Microsoft, last time I checked on Microsoft, they pumped. Oh shit, they dropped too. Microsoft dropped too. All right, so let's look at that. So it dropped to 416. So apparently price is right here. Mm. We got the 200 EMA right here at 411. And Microsoft has been bouncing off the 200 EMA as it's been going up. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, obviously, we're going to get the news, and the news is going to dictate what happens tomorrow. And from what I've heard, we're going to get the rate. I mean, did you know that FOMC is next week? So next week we got the elections, and then after the elections we have FOMC, I believe on the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. Right now, the market is betting on a 0.25 basis point cut. Now, that could change based on the job numbers coming up this Friday. So apparently the word on the street is that if we see a really bad job number on Friday, then the Fed may reconsider doing a 0.50 basis point cut if the job numbers are really bad. Because right now, the narrative is that the Fed is now concerned about the labor market. If we see a really good number, then we should expect a drop, because a good number would suggest that the Fed no longer needs to cut rates, which I'm pretty sure they're going to cut rates regardless of what the job number says. But I mean, if the market drops or pops, I mean, the market's just going to drop or pop. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure the Fed is still going to cut rates come next week. So, but that's just something to look out for. I mean, we do have jobless and or continuous and initial job claims tomorrow. So Actually, let's look at that. Let's look at the that ADP number because I mean, if the ADP number was decent, then we can kind of get an idea of we can have an idea of what the non-farm payroll could say. Okay, so they're saying that employment change it came in better than expected, and that's probably why we got that drop. Did we get a drop on Wednesday, or was that today? No, that was like Tuesday, wasn't it? Okay, so that was today. Okay, so this could be the reason why we got this drop. This is probably the reason why we got this drop today because the numbers came in better than expected. And the Fed, or at least the market, doesn't want to see numbers like this because then the Fed can say, oh, well, the job numbers are good. We don't have to cut, blah, 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 blah. And that's probably why we got that big drop today because of that. Or PCE came in better than expected. GDP came in under expectation. Mm. Yeah, that's crazy too. Well, I think because I think they had to move it back because I think the elections is next Tuesday. Yeah, and I think that they probably didn't want to have both of the events like right next door to each other. So I think that's probably why they moved it to Thursday. So Powell can prepare. He has a day to prepare. If Kamala wins, then he can just keep the same old rhetoric. The market will keep on pumping. If Trump wins, mm, oh, mm. That's interesting. The live stream is not available. Mm, mm. Mm. Yeah, I'll just wait for a pullback on this one. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I'll look at the price action overnight with this one. Because this is a double top, but the way that the structure is looking, this doesn't look like it's going to crash. Or not the structure, but the EMAs. It looks like we're having a lot of EMA support. I think if the bears want to be successful here, they're gonna have to get underneath the EMAs and then try to push, because every time that the bull's gonna push, or every time the bears push it into this area, the bulls are just gonna buy it up. And it looks right now that that 27.95 area is going to be a strong low for right now. So the bears would have to break this low and hold it, and then come back and retest this area, for a short down. But for right now, it seems like the bulls are holding this damn thing. So I really wouldn't be surprised if we see a breakout tomorrow, a breakout above these highs. I would not be surprised. Mm, 27.89. So it seems like, yeah, I mean, this is a decent area to go long, but if price is going down this far, then that's not bullish. You don't want price to come down this far. If anything, you would want price to kind of come down right here. Okay, so they kind of do have orders at like 90, 92. Like 90, like I said, 90 would be too far down. And then price will be underneath the 200 EMA, which is not good. Mm. Yeah, we'll look at this. We'll probably, well, shit, I kind of want to take this long right here and keep a tight stop, but I don't want to do that because this might just go. I wonder how they calculate resistant R4, because R4, shit, R2 is up, will be an all two, not all two, an all new all time highs, a new all time high. So I wonder how they're calculating these resistance area where there's no price action to the left at all. So I wonder how they're calculating that. Mm, okay. And I probably get that milestone. I probably might get that milestone account next week. I'll probably get it next week, so I can have a fresh 5 days, because I don't want to carry this into the weekend and have me, and then I'll have myself waiting to, or anticipating Sunday open and all that other stuff. So I'm gonna get that milestone account, and I'll have it ready on Sunday. You said the promo ends Friday? Okay. I'll buy it before then. I'm gonna buy it before then. Yeah, I'll probably do that. That's probably exactly what I'll do, so I don't forget. Shit, I wonder if this is the calm before the storm. Because shit, gold does look like it's about to break out. Gold looks like it's about to break out and make all, you know what, man? All right, man. I'm gonna take this in my swing account. I'm taking this, man. This thing looks like I'll just keep a tight stop. I'm gonna take this. It looks like it's about to break out. Actually, let's just do this. Hmm. Hmm. So I'm gonna keep a tight stop on this just in case. Or I guess what I should do is probably put like a limit right here. All right, so let's look at gold real quick. Let's see if this thing has done this in the past. Let's look at the price action because, I mean, when we got the breakout right here, and then the same thing happened when that broke out. Hmm. Hmm. And I guess what we don't want to see, I mean, could it go down there? Because they would have to break that low underneath 727.95. Would have to break that low. Because this is a double top. I mean, I'm only basing this thesis on what hasn't happened yet. Now, I mean, obviously anything can happen. Obviously, we got news tomorrow, inflationary news tomorrow. So either gold is going to pop or drop. There's no in between that. But what hasn't happened is that once the bears and the bulls got this double top and people started to sell out of their position, it hasn't dropped yet. We know, I mean, shit, gold drops at resistance. It doesn't play games. Gold pumps at support, but we're not getting it to drop at all. It's not dropping. It's consolidating in the range because this is what a short looks like on gold, what a long looks like, and we're not seeing that. So that's what got me thinking that we may see a breakout. We may see a breakout. But if I see price trade underneath 95 and they hold that area at the retest, then I'll be wrong. Okay. So I got in at the 21 EMA. This is where I got in at. I don't know where I'm going to take profits at though. I mean, we can get, I don't think it'll go this high. I just kind of want to have an idea of, where this thing could go. I just have this. Well, I just want to see. I'll probably add to this. I'll probably add to this position once it shows some support. Mm, like 22 or something like that. No, I'll just take the profit off. I'll just probably let this run, let the price action run. But what I do want to do is set a stop, though. I'll probably like set a stop. That'll be $1,000 if I let it come all the way down here, which I don't think it would. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the data. If I see a red candle, obviously my feelings are going to be hurt because this will definitely be going down because that is still a double top. It's just that we haven't seen the bears sell this thing yet. So I'm willing to take a gamble on this. And this is indeed a gamble, buying at what could be possibly resistance. So that's indeed a gamble. I don't think they'll come all the way down here. So this is what I'll do. I'll keep that position, and then 89. 90? No. I'll add at 89. Oh, 0. I'll add at 89. Hold on. And honestly, I think gold would probably be that kind of instrument where you just let it you put it in a range and let it fill your targets. I think I think the proper way to trade gold, now that I'm really thinking about it, is to trade it like this and put it at zones and stuff like that. Instead of having all your eggs in one basket, you can have price come and fill your targets on the way down. And then as it comes up, you can take some profits on. Now that I'm thinking about like how to really trade this. Because gold can possibly, it obviously it likes to range a lot. That's the one thing that I've noticed about gold is that it will trade in a range. But then at the same time, if you put it like if you wanted to buy the retest here, it completely missed you. But if you bought it, shit, if you had it right there, you definitely got. Yeah, it seems like I think that's probably why I was kind of, well, like I said, I was kind of revenge trading with the gold, but I guess in my mind I'm thinking, is it really this easy? Is it really this easy to trade gold? All you gotta do is wait and wait for your targets to get filled, and you'll be profitable. Is it really this easy? Mm. No, I've lost so much revenge shorting gold. I've lost so much revenge shorting gold, and honestly, I'm pretty sure tonight will probably be the night that I should be shorting her. Watch. Mm. But yeah, I'm kind of done revenge shorting because apparently these bulls they're not letting this market drop. They're not letting it drop. The bears get something going and then it pops it right back up. So So I do see that there's a bunch of buyers at 27.90. 27.90. So what I'll probably do, what is that? 27.85, 27.87. Okay, so yeah, I'll put it right there. Because it seems like these value areas are somewhat acting as support and resistance on a retest. Yeah, I mean, it looks like gold likes to bounce off these value areas right here. No way, dude. Damn, is it really this easy? No way, dude. No way. No way. Huh, dude, no way. Is it really this easy? Dude, you caught the top on this. Huh. That is interesting. That's interesting. Mm. And then we did catch that short that one day using the same technique. Oh. Mm. I mean, I guess that would make sense, wouldn't it? That would make sense. And then that's that night that we caught that short and we got in because of this. And we were profitable that night. Mm. So it looks like it is. It should have been that day where. Well, we'll see. We'll see if they can break past this low and hold it. Yeah, you see that they're buying it right there. They're buying it. So we'll see if they can push past it and if they can hold it. Good. My target would be all the way down here. Somewhere right here. All right, we can see the bulls trying to break it past this low. The bears, we can see them trying to push past. See if they're successful. And then you got the 200 EMA floating up. And the 1 minute chart looks nasty. It looks like it's all going short. Mm. Okay. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Okay. All right, man. We got that. Let's see. Let's see what gold does. Mm, of course, dude. Of course. Mm, no. So the bulls are definitely buying in this area. They're definitely buying. I had a feeling that that 95 level was going to be that level that they was going to have to hold. And you can see that they are definitely buying it. They swept that liquidity right underneath that level and they just bought it. They swept the liquidity right underneath it. And they also bought right here. And so they basically so far buying the retest of this break right here. So it broke out. And when price finally got here, they're just buying the retest. How far does this go? I don't know. I don't know. Well, if this was that milestone account, I'll be $50 away from $300. Uh, so I might, we'll see, because I like the fact that I can easily get $300 on gold if I just buy at support. And if I'm wrong, having an 18 point to 27 point stop, I love that risk to reward. So I'll probably do both Nasdaq and gold and see. So all you got to really do with gold is buy at support and sell at resistance, and you'll get your money. Damn, Derek, what happened? Did you get caught in that drop today? Yeah, if we shall fall, we will get back up and we will try again. Unfortunately, that's what the prop firms, they love that mentality. If we shall fall, we will get up and we will try again. But what happened, man? Biggest tilt day? Yeah, yeah. I mean, y'all saw me yesterday. I was so on tilt yesterday. I blew a funded account just shorting this, just shorting gold, even though I saw that it was in an uptrend. And internally, I was like, dude, why are you shorting this? It's because I was pissed off. So yeah, I can definitely understand where you're coming from. It's hard to get out of that tilt energy. It's hard. It was a challenge, is a better way of saying that. And the only way to get out of it is blowing up. I don't know why. I don't know why that energy is. It's if you trade on tilt, even if you win, you'll keep trading until you lose, until you blow up. And then when you finally blow up, then that energy of renewal pops in. And then it's like, okay, I just blew up my account. Now it's time to get back on this grind. I don't understand what part of the human experience that type of behavior is beneficial, because supposedly all these behaviors that we exhibit while trading is supposed to be life-saving in a drastic situation. So I don't know what's life-saving about jumping off a cliff and after you reach the bottom, if you're not dead, getting up and saying, well, I didn't die, so yeah, let's keep on going. I don't get that, but unfortunately, that energy exists. Un- yeah, in order to move forward, you got to blow up. So I don't get that. I just don't get that. Yeah, that's exactly right. And if somebody like that's a red flag for me. If somebody, even a professional trader, says that they don't have tilt days, I just stop listening. I stop listening. I know you're lying, or you're not being completely honest. The full rules online saying that yeah they don't have tilt days. Yeah, get the hell on out of here. Get the hell on out of here. Trading on tilt does not make sense, but we do it anyway. It does not make sense. So after I blew that funded account this morning or yesterday, uh, I had that same renewal energy. Now look at me longing gold like I'm supposed to. like what the? It makes no sense. But hey, but yeah. What did I caught this move on gold? I caught this move on. Where was it at? Where was it at? Where was it at? Yeah, so I was able to catch this move on gold, and honestly, I think gold was kind of testing me because gold pulled that old trick where she stopped me. So I was up in this move. Um, I guess I was still kind of on tilt because I kind of wanted my target, even though I was ignoring that the bears was going to probably come in and sell the retest. My thought was that okay, so if they come in and sell the retest, they probably won't sell it underneath the 200 EMA. So I reduced my risk to put my stop underneath this candle. And not only did she reject exactly where I thought she would, she stopped me out, and I think I was up at like $1,100 or $1,200. I had 3 contracts on, and I didn't take that. I didn't take the profits at all. I wanted my target. I was still trading on tilt. I just wanted my target. But I mean, I guess if I waited for that retest down here, not only did she hit my target, but she went and retested the high of day. So yep, that's exactly right, Alfred. That's why, I mean, I've already shared this with you guys. That's what inspired me intraday swinging. That's why I moved away from scalping altogether, because it gets to the point to where it's like you're not even trading the structure anymore. You're trading to get that, well, not you. It was as if I wasn't trading anymore. I was trading to get that dopamine hit. And after every win, I would make something up in my mind so I can get that hit. And eventually, all it takes is one trade, especially if you're over leveraged. And if you're in profits, I mean, Alfred knows shit. Your profits is just extra drawdown. During the trading session, profits is just extra drawdown. That's all it is. I mean, it's not supposed to be that way. You're supposed to see green and leave. But unfortunately, as traders, when the market is moving, your profits is extra drawdown. That's all it is. Hmm. But um, yeah, trading on tilt is crazy. Um, I kind of wish I would like to have that feature with Top Step X where once it senses, well, I guess I could do it in Trade of 8. I guess I could do it in Trade of 8. I guess I could do it in Trade of 8. You know what? I guess I could do it in Trade of 8. I'm sitting there talking about I wish that they had a feature. They do got a freaking feature. They do have that. To where once you reach your max daily profit, it automatically liquidates your position. You know what? Let me do that now. Let me do that now. Let me do that now. And for those that don't know how to do it, let me make sure real quick. Give me a second, because I know that they be having sensitive information in this. So give me 1 second. Accounts, risk settings. Okay. So it's simple. If you have a Tradeovate account, all you have to do is go into your accounts. You go into your risk settings, and you add how much you want to make per day, and it will automatically liquidate you. Automatically, you can set your daily loss limit. And you can set your weekly loss limit as well. Um, okay, so okay, so let me make sure, because I keep doing this. I keep trading pat. I keep trading past the maximum daily profit for this account, even though I know I'm not supposed to. So daily profit trigger, I'm gonna put it at. Should I do it at 500, or I'll give myself. Damn it, I should probably do it at 500, man. Okay, I'll just put it at 500 like I'm supposed to. Man, that's gonna suck. And I'll set my daily loss to 500 as well to keep me in the game. No, I'll set my daily loss to um that means I would have to be hmm, I'll set it to 460 for now. Okay. All right. Hey Alfred. Well, let me ask you this. You say you've been using it a lot. Would you say that it was like the reason why you were able to get your payout? Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. I had to do the same thing when I got my first payout with MFF with the starter plan, because that's basically when I started trading with MFF when they came out with the starter plan because it was just so good. When I got my first payout with them, when I said that I was strict, I had a 10-point target. I had my stop come up once it passed 9. If it hit 9, I did not trade for the rest of the day. I came back the next day and I consistently did that. And I will say that I hated every bit of it. Hated it. Hated it. Hated it. Hated it. Hated it. It doesn't feel like trading. I mean, shit, if I have to trade like that, I might as well just build an algo and have that shit do it for me. It doesn't feel like trading and I hate it. But obviously, we enjoy the payout at the end of the week. But it does not feel authentic. It doesn't feel like real trading. It just makes me feel like I'm trading my P&L. Yeah. Yep. That's self-hatred. And when I use the term self-hatred, it's not that you hate yourself. It's when you do something stupid and you criticize yourself. When you say, man, you're stupid for doing that. Like, how can you be so stupid? Like, why would you do that? Yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's crazy because your body or whatever mechanism within you will compel you to keep trading, even though you tell yourself no. It's just like that friend that says, "Come on, man, everybody's doing it. Come on, jump into one more trade. We can make some more money." You know that friend. And then when you actually do it, and you're wrong, that same voice would turn around and say, "How could you be so freaking stupid, man? You had enough profits. You should have just ended for the day." Blah 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 blah. Yeah, yeah. That auto liquidation is and that lockout feature is definitely clutch. It definitely is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, yeah. That's definitely true. That's why trading is more of a mental, emotional game and not actual trading for real. Yep. Yep. Yep, Jonathan. Yep, that's true too. Yeah, just one more drink turns into blacked out. You don't know what the hell happened. But yeah, that negative self-talk, man, sometimes, well, not sometimes. I mean, like when I have self-reflections and I have those conversations with myself, I mean, I ask myself, it's like, I think like we kind of talked about this yesterday, but I don't think I really went deep. I was like, I would ask myself, I mean, like, what changes? The market does not do anything different. It doesn't matter what kind of news we get. It doesn't matter who's speaking. I mean, Powell is literally the final boss. Powell is literally the final boss. If you can trade Powell, if you can survive trading an FOMC meeting, that's literally the final boss. Every other news event, I mean, the next level down is CPI. I mean, FOMC CPI. If you can look at the charts and see that even those events don't do anything crazy on the charts, then there's really nothing to be afraid of. There's really nothing that this market hasn't done that you have not seen. Why is it when the price starts moving, that you think all of these unlikely possibilities are going to happen when you know that they're not? And that's just how powerful fear is. Fear will have you imagining all kind of shit that you know is not true, but then will compel you to act on them. And then once everything is said and done, fear will be like that same person that will gaslight you and say, "Well, what the hell were you afraid of?" Even though it drove you to make impulsive decisions. And like I said, I really don't know what these contradictions, how they has supposed to have kept us alive. But if they kill us on these charts, how the hell is fear and everything else supposed to keep you alive in real life when they kill you in these charts in these markets? How? Like I don't see how anybody survive driven driven by fear. I feel like fear is probably like the number one killer of human beings of anything. Because I mean, if you look at history, the reason why people started killing other people is due to fear. It's like, what if that person comes and burns down the village, even though they had to walk 10,000 miles to do it, but your fear will imagine them actually having the capacity to walk 10,000 miles just to burn down your village as an example, or your community. So it's like fear. And that short that we took today on stream, I will say that because I was talking to Smith about it when Smith was asking what was my swing trade. So I think I told you this yesterday, but I mean, even if I stayed in that swing trade, I mean, it would have stopped me out because my stop was up here at 83 and it would have stopped me out. So if I stayed in this trade, I just would have been pissed because it stopped me out and it went in my direction. But instead of kind of getting back in short in this area and following my plan from yesterday, I didn't participate. I participated in, obviously, when price got back into this area because it was just highly likely that if price came into this range and the bears held it off, that we was going to see this move down. And that's why I took this short. But I could have took this short in one of my evals or my funded account, but even though my thesis was correct, it was fear that held me back because I was thinking, well, what if I'm wrong? What if it keeps going? And blah 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 blah. So at the end of the day, my sim account was up 2K, and my funded or one of my evals that I could have taken this trade in was up $0. And that's what fear does. It prevents you from living life. Fear takes away from you. It takes away from you. It does not provide life or whatever the hell people say fear does, because it don't. Fear of missing out, fear of loss, fear of success, Fear, 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 fear. Mm, yeah, that's exactly right, Lawrence. And that is exactly what I suffer from at times, especially when I'm on a hot streak. Especially when I'm on a hot streak, I'm thinking, man, this can go to 10 million on the Nasdaq, and I can be a millionaire overnight. Yep, Jonathan Feed and Greer. Yep. Oh yeah, non-farm payroll. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I mean, if you can survive non-farm payroll, CPI, and FOMC, I mean, that's when the market is at its craziest. It's not going to get crazier than that. It is not going to get crazier than that. It's just not. So during a regular trading day, I mean, and I'm mostly I'm talking to myself too. I mean, taking like a small loss, I mean, it hurts, but it's not going. I mean, at least you can come back and trade another day, man. Instead of moving your stop because you really don't want to accept the loss and yada yada blah blah blah. I mean, I still do that same crap too sometimes, and I hate it. I hate that I just can't, or I hate the fact that I just can't accept the loss and move on instead of revenge trading afterwards or feeling the need to revenge trade after the loss. Just accept that I was wrong and just find the next trade. But that's easier said than done, obviously. Mm. Yeah, yeah, I agree, Lawrence. But let me ask you this, and I guess this is a question for everybody. Are we really trading to get rich, or are we just trying to trade because it's something fun to do? Because have we ever asked ourselves, like, once we get the payouts, once we make the amount of money that we think or feel that we want to make in the markets, what do we do after that? Do we have a plan after we make the money, or is just making the money the plan for right now? What's the plan after that? Do you plan on building up your community with the money that you made in the market? Do you plan on expanding your family if you have one? Do you plan on opening a business and growing that? I mean, what's the plan after you make the money? Yeah, financial freedom is a big one. I know a lot of people trade for financial freedom to be able to not have to clock into somebody else's and honestly, as I kind of dive deep into this subject matter and my eyes become open to it, man, I really can't imagine myself putting my time and effort in working on somebody else's dream. At first, when I first heard these terms, I was like, yeah, whatever. I mean, it's as long as I get paid, I don't care. But as I've grown and I've matured, yeah, that's kind of basically what an employee is. It's like, well, you don't have aspirations of your own, but you're capable of working. So, hey, why don't you come over here and you can help build my dream and you can be a part of my dream. You can live in my dream world. And in exchange for your abilities, your capabilities, I'll pay you something that doesn't really matter. And so when you're on your deathbed, you won't have anything to reminisce about or anything to share with your grandkids or pass it down. Like actually, that is something very interesting to talk to because I think about this a lot. Um, my this older gentleman that tried to quote unquote mentor me when I was growing up. Obviously, my mindset was not, I was not, like, I was never meant to work for somebody in terms of doing hard labor, if that kind of makes sense. What he tried to teach me, or what he tried to convince me of, is that he was like, I should be able to talk to people, be able to network, and through networking, I can find a good job. And once I find that good job, I should work it and I should be happy. I mean, at the time, I didn't fully understand where he was coming from, but as I look back on that conversation, that is so true for a lot of people. A lot of people can't pass down skills to their children that will turn them into self-sufficient entrepreneurs and to be able to make a dollar without clocking in to somebody else. He told me a story that I thought that he probably thought was such a cool story. But after he told me that story, I lost all respect for him. At the time, I didn't understand why, but I lost all respect for him and I just stopped talking to him. He said that there was a meeting, convention that he went to, and that the person there was conducting an exercise. He took a cup of pins and he dropped it on the floor and he asked him to pick it up. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, dude, I hope you didn't pick that shit up. And he said, yeah, he did. And he said, because that was a test, that was to see if I can follow instructions and if I could, follow instructions and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, no, he was bitch testing you. Like, to him, he probably was disgusted that you, a full grown man, just picked up a couple of pins that another man dropped. Like, dude, that's not respectable. Well, like, I guess you do all you want to be as a worker. And he was like, yeah. So when I come up to him and I ask, hey, do you have any job opportunities? It'll be a good networking opportunity or some shit like that. I was like, bro, no, I didn't call it bro. I was thinking to myself, I was like, dude, no fucking way. Because if anybody drops a damn cup of pens and asks me to pick it up, like, you must be out your goddamn mind. What the fuck you think you talking to? No, you're supposed to stand up for yourself and tell that man no. And then you probably would have passed the test. At least shit. Because to me, that's not passing any kind of test. And like I said, I lost all respect for him. He had nothing to teach me, nothing. After he told me that stupid story. But as I think about that, that's probably what he tells other people too. But kind of going back to my point, a lot of people just doesn't have anything to pass down to their kids. They just tell their kids, hey, go to college, go to work. Instead of saying, hey, what do you want to do in life? And if the child doesn't know what they want to do in life, like let's discover that. Like, what makes you happy? And once you have that conversation with your children and kind of have an understanding of where they want to go, let's ask, hey, how what do we have to do to get here? Like, as an example, if you want to be like an athlete, what are the things that you have to do to be an athlete? You have to watch your diet. Obviously, you have to cut cookies, cakes, anything that's unhealthy out of your diet, because for the majority of you being an athlete, you need to be able to maintain a certain pace and be able to take and have a certain amount of endurance. Obviously, if you're eating junk food, you're not going to be able to do that. So you have to change your diet. You have to set up a routine. You have to follow that routine. You have to be disciplined. It takes a lot to be an athlete. And before I understood this, I always thought that athletes were stupid. But it turned out that my thought process was stupid. Athletes are, they go like the same thing that we do as traders. Athletes have to do that. And then they have to, on top of doing the same mental, emotional stuff that us traders have to do, they have to be physically fit to be able to still play the game. Like, look at LeBron. He says that he pays millions of dollars to make sure that his body is fit to play this game at a high level. If he wasn't dedicated to still playing basketball, and playing it at a high level, he wouldn't be where he's at today. Because technically, he's supposed to have been already retired already. He's too old to be playing the game, but he didn't let that stop him. He said that, you know what, this is what I want to do, and this is what I need to do to continue to play basketball at a high level. So he does what he needs to do. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't have that mindset. So yeah, that's exactly right, Alfred. You die, somebody else takes your place. That's why uh, I feel that if you're dedicating yourself to a job where they're not dedicated, I mean, you don't have no real stake in the company. I mean, I will not take a position past a certain point. I would not take a position that requires me to dedicate my time, my weekend, and to be on call 24/7. I don't care how much you're paying me. I'm not going to ever take a position like that, ever, unless it's for this. Shit, I'll be on this damn stream all night if I could, but obviously that really wouldn't make sense because I need to be able to trade the sessions that I need to be able to trade. But if I'm going to be up 24/7, it's going to be on these charts. I ain't going to be answering no calls in the middle of the night because something broke and they need somebody to fix it. Not this guy. I ain't doing it. Yeah, they only give you the bare minimum. Yep. They only give you the bare minimum. Yep. LeBron body is his product. I'm pretty sure just like how Mariah Carey, I don't know if y'all guys heard, but she insured her legs for like $1 billion or something like that. I'm pretty sure that LeBron has the same thing where his body is insured. So if he damages any part of his body and unable to play basketball, he can collect on that insurance. I mean, I don't know how that works, but apparently that's possible. So, and that type of mindset is just absent in a lot of people. That if we shall fall, we will get up and try again mindset is just absent. A lot of people don't got it. They just don't. A lot of people just prefer to be a victim. That's what they prefer to be. I see no value in none of that. I see no value in none of that at all. Mm. So Texas Med said real estate, long-term accounts, and building businesses. So, like I kind of feel back and forth. I mean, we had this conversation about real estate. I just hate how the state just treat. I hate how the state treats homeowners. I just absolutely hate it. I hate the idea of ever finding myself in a situation if I own multiple properties that I'm not going to be 100% entitled to a payment. And if the tenant feels that they don't want to pay and that they take me to court, I have to wait on a court's decision to evict a tenant if it so comes down to that. And from what I hear, these litigations can take on 2 years. So just imagine somebody that you can't kick out your house for 2 years and they're not paying rent. And you can't, well, I want to go that far and get too dark. And you can't do anything to them, at least legally, because I mean, obviously you're going to be putting your business, your life, your freedom at jeopardy. So these tenants are protected by the freaking law. So I just like, you know what? I don't ever want to have to deal with something like that. And I know that there's project managers, but then you have to pay the project managers. So it's like I feel like when it comes to real estate, there's always a degree of separation. It's like if you don't want to deal with something, you got to pay somebody else to deal with it. But then you got to deal with that person. But I mean, that's just my take on it. I know a lot of people was like, yeah, I want to do real estate. But then I see how people destroy your homes. I've seen it personally. Like um, this female that I knew, she was on Section 8 and her and her sisters was all living in one house with all their kids. So you can only imagine how the inside of that house looked. And the homeowner came, fixed up the house, and literally in less than 24 hours, the house looked exactly as if he did nothing. He tore out the carpets, he fixed a lot of stuff. Like the carpets were brand new. The next day, that shit was like, dude, I was like, I was surprised. I was like, how the fuck, how did y'all do this? Obviously, I didn't say that out loud, but I was like, dude, how did y'all do this? How did y'all destroy this person's house? And the guy, he wanted to sue them, and the state didn't allow him to sue them because he had his house under Section 8, and they told him, you knew what you was getting yourself into. You knew you knew what you were, who you were renting your house to. So not only did he waste, he had to pay for those repairs himself. He wasn't able to recoup the cost from the tenant. And then on top of that, when they left the house, he had to fix it up again. And when I see stuff like that, I was like, dude, I don't got to deal with that. There's so much easier ways to make money. I don't need to ever deal with that crap. And then you got I mean, there's just so much that, I mean, I don't understand why the state will try to encourage you to be a business owner. And then once you become a business owner, it was like, okay, yeah, turn around so we can clap them cheeks. Turn around because we don't protect you. We protect the tenant. So it's like, yeah, yeah. It's the same thing like, well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. Mm. But yeah, I don't understand it. I just don't understand it at all. Yeah, Texas made, yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, I've seen it myself, man. Because a lot of people, I mean, all I hear they do is complain about this stuff. They complain about it. It's like, oh man, they broke this. I gotta fix that. And then especially being a homeowner during COVID, just imagine not being able to pay to have payment like a whole like a year, almost 2 years. Biden signed into law saying that you couldn't evict people out your house for not paying, and you know people took advantage of that. Even people that didn't even lose their job, they took advantage of it. So you were a homeowner renting your property out and not being able to collect on 12 months worth of rent, and you can't evict them. And I'm not familiar. I'm not really familiar with that process, but I could have sworn I could have sworn I saw something on social media where you kind of had to sue people for that back pay. But I'm pretty sure you're not even going to get all that. You're not going to get 12 months worth of rent at one time. You're not going to get. I mean, I guess you could sue for it, but even if you sue for it, I mean, the person doesn't have the money. I mean, people are comfortable with the debt on their on or debt with collections. Shit, especially if you broke, if you ain't got no reason to if you ain't gonna use your credit for anything, I mean, so what if there's like a $5,000 debt on my on collections? That has no never mind to me. And so I mean, yeah, I just like, well, I'm not gonna ever deal with that. I don't have to deal with stuff like that. But I mean, if he can get past all that, I mean, I mean, there's money in real estate. Mm, yeah. I mean, like what after 7 years, you can request to have that removed from your credit after 7 years, if I'm not mistaken. Like it was never there in the first place. Okay, that's good to hear. I mean, at least you got something. 60% is always better than zero. Shit. At least you got something. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like the real estate game is going to just get worse as time goes on because right now, in my opinion, I feel like the real estate game is being held up by the older generation, the boomer generation, and somewhat the millennial generation. This new generation is not going to be buying homes. They're not interested. Well, let me rephrase that. There's not going to be enough people in the new generation interested in buying homes. I'll be completely honest. I'm not interested in buying a house at all. I'm not. I really don't even see the need to even buy a home. I'm fine with renting. I like the I like the idea that I don't have to worry about the maintenance and all that other crap. I don't have to worry about that stuff. I like that. Now, I mean, maybe in the future, maybe I'll probably get a house, maybe. But right now, just living in a just renting. I mean, that's good enough for me. And with shit with BlackRock buying up everything, I think in the future there's not going to be a choice with all these private equities or what is it called, private capital, whatever it's called. They're buying up all these homes and they're buying them on the cheap. So we'll see what happens in the future, man. I guess they like they said, you will own nothing and be happy. Well, I'm happy not by owning a home. I like I said, I care not to deal with none of that. Okay, so I mean, yeah, I'm still confident in this Nasdaq trade. I kind of wish I waited for 405 because I had a feeling that they was going to tap 405 and then jump. But as long as the bulls can push out of this range, I mean, if the bears hold this range, if they hold this range, we got some downside. But I doubt that that'll happen. We don't want price to come back into this range right here. This is clap city for bulls. Bulls do not want price to go past 380. Don't even trade even close to it. We don't want to see that. Because if we look at the higher time frame chart, shit, if they go past 380, mostly 360, you can see 360 is a wall. 360 is a wall. And we all know what's under walls. We all know nothing but sell stops underneath this low. And just like what happened the first time when price broke 360 right here, we can probably see something very similar to that. Probably not as far, but we can see something is very similar to that. So we would hope that if you're in a long position right now, that they hold 400, and it looks like they're holding it, or at least for right now. So uh, the good thing is that we're not getting price to drop. That's a good thing right now. The bulls are holding this, but yeah, hopefully they hold this. Is it 9:46? I mean, it's 10 o'clock. So I guess if they was going to drop this thing, they would have dropped it. I mean, they do. If you look at Bookmap, I think this might be a spoof, but there are some orders here at 325. Hopefully it doesn't get to 325. We don't need price getting down here. We do not need price getting going past this because 325 ain't going to hold. I don't even know why people even got their target or having starting new positions right here because that ain't going to hold. That is not going to hold. I mean, you might have price stop at 245, and then we can probably see a bounce. I don't think we go all the way down here though. I mean, if we do see price go under 360, we probably might see price bounce around this range right here, 215, 245, before we see price really begin to make a rotation back up. Because you can see, I mean, possibly at 245 is because they did try to buy it right here. But then obviously all their stops got ran. I don't think it's going to come down to 165 though. But you can see that price right here. You see some consolidation right here. So, either 245 or somewhere in this range. If price dips into it, we can probably see the bulls hold this. If we see price get underneath 360. So, let's hope that's not. Yeah, shit. Shit. A mortgage, I mean, is in the word. Till death do us part. Till death do us part. That's what the word mortgage means. Mort, death. But anyway, till death do us part. That's what a mortgage is. Mm. Mm. I mean, I guess it is what it is at that point. It is what it is. Hopefully we don't hang around this area. I mean, I think we should see a pop probably tonight. I mean, obviously price ain't going to be in this area all day. So either we're going to get it to drop or it's going to pop. But as long as price is not in this area when the news hit, if it's in this range right here, I mean, that would be better because it'll give the algo enough room to sweep down and sweep up. Because if it sweeps down and sweep up in this range, yeah, well, shit, it taps some stops underneath that range. Yeah, we're definitely gonna go down. We'll definitely see a nasty red move down. Mm. Yeah, I'm gonna let this ride. I'm gonna let it ride. I'm definitely gonna let it ride. I'm gonna let it ride. I don't like the fact that the 200 EMA is in this range right here. And this is definitely the range that the bulls will definitely have to get over. But we could see some resistance at 620 for sure. We could see some resistance at 620. 620 is definitely an area of resistance. So if price trades back into this area right here, there's definitely going to be bears here trying to sell this. So price gets here, you can possibly see a move back down into this range and possibly back down to 485. But if the market really loves that news coming out at 7:30, we have so much room for upside. We have a lot of room for upside. Because if they find support, I mean, you already know that these highs are going to get ran. I mean, we could see a double top of at least 790, but we have a lot of room to the upside. And then we got non-farm payroll on Friday. Because if we got Apple and Amazon tomorrow. Shit. We got Apple and Amazon after the bell tomorrow. Let's actually look at Amazon and Apple and see where they at on the charts. Okay. Shit. Hmm. We'll definitely see price sell off at 200. I had some of my other trader friends tell me that they were waiting for 200 to sell Amazon. So I know that people are going to be selling at Amazon or selling at 200 on Amazon. The only thing that's concerning, well, I mean, if I'm going to be biased to the bullish side, I mean, we do got the 200 moving up and we do have the 21 and the 50 sloping to the upside. And we do have an area where people are going to possibly want to take profits at 200. So I think the buyers are going to keep buying until we get to 200 or somewhere close to it. But then we also got Apple tomorrow. And we all know that Apple is going to be the market mover for tomorrow. So hopefully we don't see the market move down and then the Apple comes back in and save the market. Hopefully we don't have to see that. But let's look at Apple. Ah, shit. Oh my God. All right. That's definitely a double top on Apple. That's definitely a double top on Apple. That's a double top on Apple. And we got price trading back down. We already got price closing underneath the 21 EMA already. I mean, if they don't buy it here at 227, right here at the 50 EMA, and they protect this low, what looks like 222, I think. Let me see. Is that 222? Yeah, like around 222. They got to protect this low because underneath 222, we're going down further. And then the next level of support would be around 214. And a double bottom would be around this 200 EMA at 206. So, I mean, this is a double top. So we can't ignore that. And I guess, I mean, unless we get some really good news and price start trading back up to the upside, I mean, that's highly unlikely that the bulls can step in on this. Hopefully we don't see a red day tomorrow. Because if we see a red day, I may not even trade. Because it's going to be choppy and grindy. And finding an entry is going to be definitely challenging. It's definitely going to be challenging. If the bulls just don't completely, or if the bears don't take, if they don't take over completely, it's going to be challenging the trade tomorrow because everybody's going to be trying to buy the dip and it's just going to be choppy. So hopefully hopefully it's just going to be a bullish day tomorrow. Yeah, so we have all this upside. I mean, the next level, it's like 900, 830, 900, 970. I mean, if it gets to 21K, we're dropping. I mean, I don't shit. We could see price trade above it a little bit, but you don't get a drop like this from 21K. You don't get a drop like that from that level and not see price sell off at a retest here. We may not get this big reversal like we got the first time, but there's definitely bears at this level and we'll definitely get prices sell off. So if this is the Nasdaq attempt to go back to all-time highs, they would definitely have to get past 21. But I think the only way that we trade past 21 is if we get a really good dump here around 900 or 980. If we get a good dump around here and then they buy it right back up, Depending on the momentum, we can pass 21K. But it's definitely going to be based off the price action here. Definitely. Yeah, this is definitely going to be based on the price action. But we'll see. We'll see what we get tomorrow. We'll see. So Lawrence, so a double top is basically an area where, let me see if I can find a good example. So a double top is basically 9 times out of 10 a reversal. And I like that there's a double top and a double bottom here. They kind of showcase that they're not 100%. You got a double bottom here where you have two equal lows or lows that are close together or equal enough, because you can see that obviously they kind of traded below that low, but this is still would be considered a double bottom. And we did see a move up. Now, technically, this is like a double top right here. We saw a move down, another double top, and we saw a move down, and then a double top, and then we saw a move down. And that's basically all a double top is. And when you see double tops, they're highly probable to work. They don't always work, obviously. Well, yeah, they don't always work. You do have situations where price will trade above a double top, like right here. This is a good example where price traded above a double top. But this was obviously a liquidity run. They ran out of liquidity above these highs, and then it dumped. So you said Japan news is in a minute. All right, so let's see what happens. Let's see what Japan news does. All right, 2, 1. All right, that was very lackluster. Let's see what happened. Actually, I don't even think I got Japan on there. Let's look at financial juice, because I'm not even going to change this. Let's look at financial juice. Yeah, no problem, Lawrence. No problem. Technical analysis work. I mean, we showcase that every day. Technical analysis work. Don't ever let anybody convince you that it doesn't, because it does. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. It says Bank of Japan to phase out government measures to increase price through fiscal year 25. I guess the world doesn't care about Japan, unfortunately, because the market barely even moved. Honestly, low key, well, shit. Even though it's not, I think the United States sees Japan as one of its colonies. Because it seems like they're always bullying Japan and making Japan do what they want them to do. So let's see if I can just, because I don't see anything. Japan, apply the filter. Okay, so they got the BOJ Outlook report is what just was released. Let's look at that. So it looks like they don't have the actual document. Yeah, they don't have the actual document. So it does seem like they're going to have a press conference. Oh, what a coincidence. 30 minutes before London Open. What a coincidence. What a coincidence. I'm not surprised by that. So if you're going to be trading around London Open, be mindful that there is a Bank of Japan press conference around that time. So honestly, Alfred, I'm thinking that the market is waiting for the 50 EMA to kind of start trading down because, or not trading down, for it to kind of slope down so they can kind of break above it. With the 50 EMA that high, because that's something that I noticed that the market likes to do sometimes, is wait for EMAs to get into certain places before they actually move this market. Because if you're a bull, and as soon as price gets to this 50 EMA, we all know at least the algos are going to sell it. And people are usually going to sell at the 50 EMA. They're going to sell at the 21. They're going to sell at the 50. And they'll definitely sell at the 200. So I see that the market just likes to wait for these EMAs to kind of slope down. And then you can see that they'll break above it. So they can kind of get to where they want without worrying about these EMAs. And it's the same thing for the bears because that's how the bears got to trade this. You see how they kind of wait for the EMAs to slope down before they actually try to break through it. And then they sell off the EMAs. And that's how the bears get their rotation down. If you try to sell price as the EMAs are trending, you're not going to get too far. And you can see it right here how the bears waited for the EMAs to start sloping and then they were able to get above it. And then the bulls shot right back above it. So if I see the EMA sloping, I usually don't trade against that because I know that if the bears do get something going, they're just going to buy it right back up at these EMAs. And the market is just very consistent at doing that. So yeah, it could just be waiting for the 50 EMA to kind of slope down a little bit lower. So the bears can't use that as momentum to sell this thing right back down. Because you can see that as soon as it touched that 50 EMA, the bears sold it right back down and the bulls bought it right back up. And then we also kind of have the 21 EMA and VWAP. But I'm thinking, with price sitting right here, maybe people aren't selling from it. Because these EMAs were just sitting here for a while. And they weren't able to knock price down. But okay. But yeah, as long as they protect this low, as long as they protect 400 and we don't trade into this range, this is the last line of defense for bulls. And I think they're stepping up now. You can kind of see the reversal pattern forming up. As long as the bears don't knock it from this range, we should be good. Hopefully we don't see that tonight because my feelings will be hurt. Let's look at gold real quick and then I'll end the stream. Okay, so looks like gold is protecting this area. Looks like it is protecting 95, kind of like I kind of felt that it would. Protecting 95. We don't want to see price trade underneath this low. I think a good target would be a retest of this high if you're in this with me. But I think we break out tomorrow. I think we're going to break out. Because the only reason why I feel that way is because the bears have yet to sell it on gold. And you can already see from past price action, they don't play around. They sell at resistance and they buy at support. They just haven't done that yet here. So that's what I'm betting on. I mean, if I'm wrong, I only lose $180 in this trade. That's kind of why I'm trying to, I'm not trying. I'm going to start focusing on gold because the risk to reward on trading gold is like, look at this is an 18 point stop on gold. And look how much room I got. And this is only a $180 loss if I'm wrong. And if I'm right, I'm able to make $900. The risk to reward on gold is just so good. And the same thing could be said for CL as well, but I don't want to trade CL. I prefer to trade gold. It looks like the Nasdaq started to sell. Like I said, as long as they protect 400, we should be good. But hopefully they don't have to. Hopefully. You think so? Well, at least with gold, if you traded gold today and only traded support and resistance, you made money today. I think if you just hop into gold anywhere, I think that's probably where it's hard to make money with her because she moves back and forth, and every point is $10. So if you don't have a good entry, then it's going to be tough. Like I said, I blew the account just shorting anywhere yesterday, and that didn't even take long. It did not take long at all. Like if you got in at support right here, so it's 27.83 with a 10-point target, and really literally at this high right here, this was a 10-point target. This is not $1,000 right here on one contract. 93. So I think this is what, 8 points right here. Let me just do the math real quick. 801 minus 793. So yeah, this was an 8-point target. This was, if you got in literally at the top right here, this was $800 right here on one contract. So this whole move right here was $1,800 on one contract. This move right here, 799, all the way down to, okay, so 799 minus 782. Yeah, so this was a $1,700 move on one contract, and all you had to do was trade this double top right here. That's my pen. Turn the chart trader off so y'all guys can see it. All you had to do was sell the retest. 18-point stop. You can see that with gold, it doesn't overshoot like the Nasdaq. And you literally sold the high, had an 18-point stop, it never reached it. And this was a $1,700 move to the downside on one contract. This right here. You can see that the bulls, after they bought the retest, and if you literally bought the breakout where it broke out at, this move right here, let's see how much this was. It's like a rough estimate, like 799, and this was around 785. And this was a $1,400 move from buying the retest. I mean, if you took it off right here, this would have been $1,300 right here on one contract. And if you had an 18-point stop, I mean, you barely was in drawdown, and you made $1,400 on one contract. And then if you flip short, you made 17. So gold does have a lot of profitability. From what I'm understanding with gold as I try to trade her is you just have to be patient for the setup. If you're not patient for the setup, then unfortunately you'll become liquidity. And I guess if I implement the same rules that I implement with ES, don't trade her in the middle. If you don't trade her in the middle, then you won't get caught. You trade the edges, you'll make money. Yeah. But all right, peace out, Alfred. And I'm about to end the stream too. But all right, guys, appreciate you guys joining. And we'll do this tomorrow morning. I spoke to Smith. So for those that prefer to scalp, I believe that Smith should have his stream up tomorrow. If he doesn't have it set up, we'll definitely make sure that we have him set up over the weekend, so his stream can be back online on Monday. So we'll be running both of our streams again. We'll be obviously sharing our ideas through each other's streams. So if you join my stream, if you join his stream, you'll still hear both of us. And I guess you can join based on whichever style you prefer. I'm an intraday swinger. I swing small size with big targets. He likes to scalp. He's big size, small target. So if that's what you want, that's the stream that you join. And he's very protective of his capital as well. Unlike me, y'all already see it. If it don't hit my target, then I'm not getting out. So that's just how that is. But like I said, hopefully we have them up and running tomorrow. If not, we'll definitely have them up and running next week. And with that said, have a good night and peace out.